So we got Roan here with his life story about schools and kids and what's happening. Go on then.
I was just saying about my kids, and they were, a while ago now, they were 7 and 9, and Elva came home from school one day saying that she says, Dad, I'm a pansexual, and she was 9, which means she's not even started menstruating or puberty, or really her mind is not on the subject of sexuality. Her mind is on the subject of having fun and playing and going to the park
and exploring
stuff.
yourself, right?
Yeah. Just things that are, it's introduced things, thoughts and processes prematurely, and in a very subjective way. The way it's introduced is subjective. It's not objective, where anybody could make a choice. It's thrust in a child's face before they're ready to understand the reality of what they're thinking about, or even the ramifications. And I thought that was alarming. And then Farah, who was 7, came back, and she was like, Dad, I think I'm gay. And I was like, okay. I didn't make a big thing of it, because it's not for me to make a big thing of it. If my kid comes to me and tells me something like that, I just listen, because that's what I need to do. I need to listen. They don't even understand what they were really talking about. But yeah, they didn't have a choice whether or not they were offered up this information. It was just put before them in a very a matter-of-fact way, in school, the place where children learn.
That's what I was going to say. Where are they getting this information? Who's thrusting this information on them?
It was teachers at school.
And that's a primary school?
It was primary school, yeah. Similar things go on at the girls' school. It's more, the girls' school, it's more an issue of misleading, or I would call it double standards, where they go, okay, all the girls have to have a skirt that touches the knee. But if you go to the girls' school in the morning, at any time, you'll see the girls getting off the bus and the girls getting out of the cars and going into class, and their skirts, I mean, you can almost see their underwear. Some of the skirts are so short, and they don't even care. Like, they just walk through the the gates. They're on the premises.
So there's no enforcement. I had a daughter at the girls' school, and there seemed to be very little enforcement. And they took, during lockdown, when it was in the winter, my daughter had a faux leather black aviation jacket, and we got a call from my daughter saying, they've taken my coat off me, my jacket off me, it's freezing cold, and they say it contravenes school uniform provisions. And we rung them up fuming, because we've been watching these young girls walking around like, St. Trinian's girls, literally with their skirts up to their navels. And we said, well, what about this then? And the woman on the reception, she actually confided that the male members of staff have a protocol. They have to look at their own feet when they're walking up the stairs, because the girls have power now.
Well, all I think is in the world, if you're gonna make a rule, you're gonna have an establishment that has guidelines and rules, codes of conduct, then stick by them. Because the message is to the girls is that people can say one thing and do another, and that life does not hold consequences. But it does. Life does hold consequences, and it's a really bad message.
To over-sexualize children.
And then, to allow
or
them...
just to sexualize children, you know what I mean? They're big kids.
But also, it's this thing of us and them, allowing the kids, because they get away with this stuff, because they're allowed to contravene the guidelines or the rules, if you want to call them that, because they are vague. Not vague in their written form, but vague in their enforcement. So it's like, there can be a double standard, and that's okay.
Crazy days.